Hello and welcome in Data-Driven Decision-Making podcast. Hello, and can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what are you doing right now?
Okay. My name is Tzvika Besor. I'm a product manager at Sola. Sola is a fairly new startup. Sorry, I had some noise here.
Okay, no worries. We can. This is like easy. Like we will start. We will start again.
Okay, so I'll just close.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't prepare with closing everything, so I will. And now
Okay.
all the noisemakers are fine, so we can continue.
Okay. So, let's start again.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome in Data-Driven Decision-Making podcast. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what are you doing right now?
Okay. My name is Tzvika Besor. I'm a product manager at Sola. Sola is a fairly new startup, about a year old, and basically what we're doing is creating the way cybersecurity will be managed with AI. We have launched our product a couple of months ago, and we're about to get out of beta in I think 3 months. So fairly
Mm-hmm.
exciting times, and I'm a product manager here doing product management.
Nice, nice, nice. And like you probably know, during the podcast, we like to talk about the problem. So I have to ask, what is your problem, and how did you solve it using the data or AI?
Okay, so the problem is for me is the funnel.
Mm-hmm.
I said we are cyber. I said we are AI. I said we are AI, but I didn't say we are product-led growth. Meaning that
Mm-hmm.
the way we grow, or the way we find our market is by getting people to our website, get them to sign up, and then they they try our product, and if they
Mm-hmm.
find value, they use it, and if they find value that they want to pay for, then they pay for. So it's all about
Mm-hmm.
this funnel that runs ideally without any human intervention. And this is like, I think, one of the hardest parts of software,
Mm-hmm.
business software, is trying to create a flow that people will in one session discover what you are about and like have some initial value created.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy at all, and for us as a new startup that is both seeking the product market fit and doing growth at the same time, like
Mm-hmm.
not knowing if we have nailed it in terms of the product itself, and
Mm-hmm.
also looking at the funnel, this could be very confusing. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to investigate our funnel and see what the people that are joining our product, how do they behave, and where do they fail, and where do others succeed, and what are the differences in the behavior, so we can maybe discover like our weak points, and then try to deliver to those who didn't succeed the same
Mm-hmm.
experience as those who did, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So, what was the step number one you took in this project?
So step number one was just getting the data.
Mm-hmm.
We we've set from the beginning, of course, we've defined events
Mm-hmm.
for certain events. We send them to and just the first thing I did was ask our head of BI to just provide me with a data set.
Mm-hmm.
And I got this, I almost said this thick bunch of Excels. And that was my starting point.
And what happened next?
So basically, I'm working right now from VS Code with Claude Code.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I knew that if I try to analyze this data set and to get the insights at the deep level that I want to get, if I would have like went to the web version of Claude or ChatGPT, then I would be like limited in terms of like I have this one run to get everything, and then like
Mm-hmm.
context becomes something that I don't control, but the people at OpenAI and Anthropic, they control. So what I'm doing right now is by working with Claude Code in VS Code, like start creating context on the go. So what I told him, like, I took this very very rough analysis that the head of BI sent me from what she got from this one go from ChatGPT on the data. Gave Claude I gave Claude this result of ChatGPT and also the data, and I told it to start to run over the data and create this document, this markdown document about the data structure. Like, I didn't ask it anything about the data at this point, but I just told him run over this thing, gather as much like understanding as you can, and put it in a document. So we did that, and like I looked at the results and I said, okay, this is like a little bit better than what I wanted to, what I would have gotten, but it's not what I want. So I did this trick that I have with Claude. I said, okay, never mind. What I want you to do now is create a plan to review based on what you know, like the very superficial scan that you did. Based on that, create a plan on how you discover, how you like research the data set. And that's a good trick, because then you like defer part of the work into planning, and then the plan itself becomes a reference, and like things don't have to be like in a one go. You can say, okay, now do this, now do that, now do that. So I did that, created the plan, and then I didn't even review the plan. I'm fairly lazy at those early stages. So I said, okay, now execute. It executed the plan, and then I started asking questions, because I said, okay, let's try and see what you know. Like, and again, the outcome of the plan was an MD document that would serve as a reference to the rest of the research. Okay, so now what I did actually is I taught Claude about the data. Like, he taught itself, but now like when I asked things, then we had at least some sort of context, and then I started to ask questions, and basically first of all I got interesting results, but like every time since I know the material in terms of the real business context, so a lot of times like suddenly I got a result that didn't really make sense. So I said, so I pointed to that direction, and it what I asked it to do, once he got the where it got it wrong. We do two things. Like first, I ask for the results because I want to advance. But second, I send it to update the data structure guide MD. And so like this is an iterative process where I ask a question, I get an answer, I review the answer in terms of common sense, not more than that. A lot of times, because though I learned a little bit of Python for data science, it was long ago, and like I move at the wrong direction. I keep forgetting more and more, so it wouldn't be really efficient for me to review like the code, but I judge if things make sense or not. And if they don't, then we do this cycle of rinse and repeat. Like you take the learnings, you update what you now know, and then like hopefully you won't make the same mistake again. It will, because a lot of time, like it's funny how LLMs actually like how LLM based models, the at least the commercial ones, how they handle their mistakes. They celebrate it. Like when at some point I noticed that like I looked at the data the data structure guide, and I noticed that like each mistake became like, instead of just like writing the right thing, it wrote like, I thought this was right, and then the user told me that, and I changed that, and like and then like the mistakes, it remains in the context because of the celebration, because we have this inquiry within. So I'm trying to change that behavior as well. So like if we learn a new thing, then we need to unlearn the old thing. But basically, this was the approach that we took, and I have to tell you that like I was like my previous previous position was at Monday.com, which is a fairly it's not a huge company, but it's a fairly large company. It's not a startup, and I worked with some of the best data analysts that I know. And what I achieved with Claude in like I would say maybe 2 days of work, like if we combine it like 2 full days of work, like stretch over 4 days, was like something that would have taken me maybe 4 months in past life. Working with an analyst, yeah, like alone I wouldn't have done any of it. But so it was crazy. Like I just completed finalizing the text and the visualizations, and I sent it like just about 10 minutes before we started talking. So I'm very very happy and excited, because like this is not the sort of insight into funnel data that you are expected to have when you are a 1-year-old startup. So it's crazy for me. It's like I've never been in such a small company that has this much knowledge about the funnel, and now like so many decisions that could have gone wrong, and like people with their what the way they interpret what they hear and what they think and how they feel about the product. So many opportunities for mistakes, and now like a lot of them are out of the question because we have data, and we know like the data could allows me now to differentiate where we are like lacking in features and where we are lacking in like having users discover the feature. So everything is now very very tight and readable. Yeah, I'm super excited and super happy.
Nice. Awesome. And as everyone is smart at the end of the project, or when the project is continuing, what would you do differently if you were about to start this all over again? Like, what are the lessons learned?
Actually, the mistakes that I did were like the mistakes that I've made were like at the later stage. I got so excited about the findings and like so excited about what this like set of capabilities can allow me, that I started to work on this elaborate website to present the report. And I'm ashamed to say that I've spent like maybe 4 or 5 hours yesterday just trying to make this very very cool thing and failing miserably. So I would spend those 5 hours in like asking further questions maybe into the data, or send the report before. But I think like the as an initial inquiry into a funnel, this exceeded my wildest expectations, really.
And what data points you had to analyze? Like some examples of what data you've basically used during the project.
Okay, so basically each user that signs up, we have the user, the account, and the entire like whatever, and every like significant action that they've on the platform, and basically like that's it. It's like a lot of events,
Okay.
and making sense of a lot of events.
How much time did you take on this project? Like, what was the timeline? When did you start? When did you see the results?
So I started, I think, last Thursday, a week ago, and while doing other things, it took me up until 30 minutes ago. So it was about a week
Nice.
ago. Uh, and it's like and intertwined with I'm fairly new at Claude Code and VS Code as a combo. So I was just like doing something for the project, and then thinking meta, and like developing this capability for the next time. And succeeding and failing, and so it was very much it was a lot of fun because it was not only delivering something but building this new capability.
Nice.
Crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to also ask you a little bit about the future. Like, what do you think will happen in upcoming year or two in the terms of new technologies? Do you see something great on the horizon? And maybe if you are starting to using this right now, like, what's your thoughts on that?
So it's a good question, and I'm asking myself the same question because I know for the next year, no. I estimate that what's going to happen to me, because once I've started to as a technically oriented person, but without any coding abilities, like what I'm doing now with LLMs and in VS Code, suddenly opens this amazing spectrum of productivity, and I would say even beyond. So what I'm trying to do right now is I've started to work with dear Claude on this system that uses TypeDB as this sort of I've started to notice that as I work and as my work expands, and it expands to a lot of areas because I'm a product manager, so I do things that have plenty of different contexts and that eventually synthesize into this grid, and the folder system just couldn't handle it. So I thought maybe graph, and then I said, why go graph? Let's go with TypeDB, because it's like a database with an ontology ability built in. What I'm trying to build, and if I'll succeed, then it will affect a lot my it will greatly affect the way I work. Is I'm trying to build this TypeDB for everything. Okay, like people and tasks and goals and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then create this take all the documents that I have, the resources, and do also vectorizing them into this RAG system, a RAG with TypeDB. And
Mm-hmm.
my dream is that every annoying Slack message will be really comprehended by the system that I build, because
Mm-hmm.
it will carry my ontology, and it
Mm-hmm.
will have the ability to easily, through that ontology, easily communicate with other pieces of knowledge that are related,
Mm-hmm.
and that I will need to do very little. Very what would be up to me is make decisions from an emotional standpoint, moral standpoint, the things that
Mm-hmm.
we as humans, this is what we bring to the world, and not
Mm-hmm.
chase Jira tickets across
Mm-hmm.
several systems and epics. So this is what I'm trying to do, and if it will succeed, then I hope to have some more me time, family time. So and once I have something working, I promise, if I'll have something working, I promise it will be open sourced and for everyone, because I want.
I just want to ask, yeah.
Yeah, of course, because what my goal in life is that we will all work less. I think that we need to work a little bit less. So if I can contribute to that, I'll try.
Nice, thank you for that. And finally, based on all your experience, what one advice would you give someone who is looking to use data more efficiently in their business?
So I think again, context is always the issue, because now the technical capabilities are commodity. The Python for data science is no more. It's not something that you need to learn, but you need to understand business. You need to understand people. You need to understand the living environment in which data belongs to. So that's and you need to understand it, and the second thing is you need to somehow, in a systematic way, provide it to the guy that is writing the code, the LLM. You need to provide it with as much context, as much relevant context in real time that you can. That's context engineering is really there's nothing else other than context engineering.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a guest on Data Driven Decision Making podcast today.
Thank you for having me.